Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is good to see you on this Thursday. We're going to head right outside, get a check of the weather forecast with Thomas Patrick. And Thomas, it has been fairly steady and sort of that gray, drizzly kind of day. What can we expect this afternoon? And of course, as we head toward the weekend.
Well, let me tell you, Laura, it just started raining seconds ago. Just getting the first raindrops hitting the concrete beneath my feet. So if I stand out here for a couple more minutes, it is definitely going to pick up fast. So I'm going to jump through this forecast while I am outside high and dry without the umbrella here, because this is the rain now pushing into the inland northwest. A nice batch of widespread rain just knocking on the door in Spokane. So I think it's this little shower that's approaching the South Hill is the few raindrops that I'm feeling at the moment. So give it maybe 5 minutes and it's going to start getting wet right over Spokane, because all of this is coming in from the south and west, and you can see the widespread rain already covering Ritzville. They got a heavy rain shower just a few minutes ago. Anywhere that you see the yellow and orange is heavier rain overall compared to the darker green, which is just steady. And it's going to be at minimum steady, but watch this rain start to pick up here. Current temperature is pretty close to about 50 degrees. Honestly, this is mild for November standards, though that while it's raining is kind of the key here. So we're getting rain today in just seconds if it hasn't started already, and some of that will last into tomorrow. So coming up, I'll show you how long this batch of rain is going to last now that it's starting to begin, and what the weather overall will look like this weekend.
Come inside where it's dry and warm. The U.S. government is beginning to return to normal. Of course, this after a record 43-day shutdown, finally coming to an end last night. President Trump signed a bill to end the shutdown hours after it was passed by the House. Natalie Brand has the very latest.
Shutdown-related air travel impacts aren't over quite yet. Airline sources tell CBS News it could take 24 to 48 hours to ramp back up to full service once the FAA lifts its flight reduction at 40 major airports. Still, travelers are breathing a sigh of relief that the weeks-long shutdown is finally over.
It's good that they're back to work. Hopefully things get done.
With everything going back now, so just seeing how things flush out. So we hope all goes well.
More than 670,000 furloughed federal employees are returning to work. 730,000 others worked without pay.
The members that I represent, they are ecstatic. They are happy that the government's open. They can now get back to life. They can get back to business. They can make sure that there's food on the table.
The tens of millions of Americans who rely on federal food assistance should see their full SNAP benefits soon. A USDA spokesperson told CBS News recipients in most states will get their benefits within 24 hours.
That clock started with President Trump's signature on the funding measure late last night, but there's still a fight over Democrats' health care demands, which were not part of the bill.
The Affordable Care Act tax credits expire on December 31st. We have to continue to press our case to compel Republicans to deal with this.
President Trump Wednesday night said he would be willing to work with the other side on health care, but took aim at the Affordable Care Act.
It all includes fixing the health care system that Democrats broke with the disaster known as Obamacare. Obamacare was a disaster from day one.
The Senate deal to end the shutdown included the promise of a vote on health care in early December. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
It has now been 3 years since the murders of Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. Over the summer, Brian Koberger pleaded guilty to the murders and will serve 4 consecutive life sentences. To help remember, honor, and celebrate the 4 students, there is a vigil at the Vandal Healing Garden tonight at 7 o'clock. And then this, after nearly 3 decades, the Spokane Police Department has closed the investigation into the murder of Margaret Anselmo. Back in 1997, Anselmo was found dead in an alleyway. Her death at the time ruled a homicide, and detectives could not find a suspect. A recent forensic genetic genealogy test helped investigators link the crime to Brian J. Anderson of Pend Oreille County. Investigators identified him through a family member's DNA. Anderson has since died, but police say he would have faced charges for rape and murder. SPD is asking anyone with any additional information to call Crime Check. Today, Washington State University is going to start its search for a new athletic director. WSU said yesterday they are parting ways with Ann McCoy. Now, McCoy started as interim athletic director back in March of 2024 after Pat Chun left. She then officially took over that June. She was the first woman to hold the position at that school. Then in a statement, WSU President Elizabeth Cantwell said, quote, Ann has provided steady leadership through one of the most complex and pivotal periods in the history of Cougar athletics. Cantwell also said she is grateful for her decades of service to the school. In our ongoing Boomtown series, we are tracking the latest developments and growth all across the inland Northwest. As the cost of living continues to rise in North Idaho, KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones found out that one local company is taking some steps to make buying your dream home a little bit more affordable.
At first glance, maybe this just looks like one of the many new housing developments that seem to be popping up everywhere you turn. Nice, shiny amenities intentionally built to represent the modern home, but on this particular construction site, one voice stands out.
I'm Noah with Stamp Structures. Me and my wife Emily started Stamp Structure about 2 years ago, kind of with the goal to get people into housing.
Born and raised in Idaho, Noah says he noticed a challenge for his friends and classmates priced out of a region they once knew as home.
The average home price just came out to last month, and it's $546,000 is the median in Kootenai County. And of course, these are all below $400,000. So I mean, right there, you know, we're about 150 grand from median home prices, which is huge.
3-bedroom, 2-bath houses with a landscaped yard and included appliances, each specifically designed for new families looking to purchase their first home.
What you guys are paying for rent on average and what our mortgages will be, will dang near coexist. And of course, we're not making as much on these houses, right, to get to that price point, but that's okay, right? The main goal of this is to get people that are deserving into houses.
Right now, this neighborhood known as the Arc has 38 homes, but moving forward, it serves as a blueprint for what's to come.
I think it really takes a builder going, okay, let's not fork all these people over. Let's actually try to get people into housing. And I'm a firm believer that if we continue to do this, we'll kind of disrupt the market a little bit.
From Post Falls, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
All right, we have a great way to support Tom's Turkey Drive, and you can also get yourself a little afternoon treat. Tomorrow, November 14th, is Tom's Turkey Drive at Starbucks. If you go to a participating local Starbucks this Friday between 3 in the afternoon and 5 p.m., so 3 to 5, all proceeds from coffee drinks will go to Tom's Turkey Drive. It is a fun way to support the fight against hunger and get a little Friday afternoon pick-me-up. We hope you can be there.